welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to check out on the promise of a child from the D-1 and see how it shows its results in the D-7 chart. And we are also going to check out on the method of delivery of the baby. But before that, thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to our videos and audios, please do that, and do remember to press the bell icon to get the updates as soon as the videos and the audios are released. So when we are talking about children, the relevant chart that we need to check is the D7 chart. But before that, one thing we must understand that as per BPHS, any divisional chart that we are talking about, except for the D60, there has to be a strong correlation with the D1 chart. If the D1 chart does not show that promise, then the D, respective divisional chart, whichever that it is, will not be able to deliver. One. Two, that we need to understand is that we need to be very specific about the houses under consideration. The Karaka and the concerned houses make a lot of difference. With that, we talk about the delivery of the children. Now, delivery of the children can happen under three methods. One, normal delivery. Two, forceps delivery. And the third is the cesarean delivery. As we move forward, we need to check whether there is a promise in the chart and then see the method of delivery. In the first chart that we are taking, we see that the Lagna here is Virgo Lagna with Saturn, the fifth lord, sitting on the Lagna. It's a good thing to check this in the D1, to find this in the D1, because when a trine lord is placed in a trine, it gives good results. And we know it's trine or a kendra, and here we see that Saturn is sitting on the Lagna, which is both considered as a kendra as well as a trine. Let's see if there is any aspect on this fifth lord. Well, on the fifth lord, there is no aspect except for a strong Pakshbali, because the moon here is in the bright half, so it's Pakshbali. And we see here that the moon is in Paksha. That means it is very strong. It is very strong, and when this moon aspects this Saturn, it fortifies the Saturn. The person had a good delivery. Now, let us check the D7 chart. In the D7 chart, we see that the fifth house is under no malefic influence. In fact, the fifth lord, that is Sun, is being aspected by Jupiter and Venus, both, and they are unqualified benefics, Jupiter being the Karaka of child. The lady in question had a beautiful and an easy delivery. Now let us see the forceps delivery or the miscarriage as can be, and also the cesarean section. Here in this chart with the Gemini Lagna, we see that the fifth lord in the fifth house happens to be Libra, the fifth lord happens to be Venus. In the given chart, the fifth house is under no aspect, malefic or benefic. However, the fifth lord, Venus, receiving no benefic aspect, is also under Pap Kartari. So there is a slight problem with the fifth house, fifth lord in this chart. Let us move on to the D7 chart. Let's see the D7 chart with the Scorpio Lagna. Here the fifth house is Pisces. That's a good sign, because Pisces is a fruitful sign, indicates child is there. However, this is also aspected by the third lord Saturn, and it's a strong Saturn because it's also retro. What more, the same Saturn aspects Jupiter, the fifth lord, and the Karaka of children, which is on the Rahu Ketu axis and positioned in the Vyay or the house of losses of the D7. And when we talk of losses for the D7, what could it be? It could be the children, the child. And the fifth house again has absolutely no benefic influence. The fifth lord also does not have any benefic influence, and as such the lady had a C-section, had a child, but lost her child. within a couple of days. Let us talk about the seventh house, because when we talk about the seventh house, we talk about the child in question. When we are seeing the seventh house, we see that on the seventh house, there is absolutely no drishti. Drishti meaning there's absolutely no aspect, benefic or malefic. And the seventh lord, being Venus, is with Saturn, which gives a delayed baby, and probably during the time of her baby, the child, when she was born, there was a prolonged period of gestation, or when the baby is just to be born. So that period when the person is going to deliver, that period could be a little extended. However, she had a daughter. And when we see the third child, you have to understand that the third house is also under certain amount of affliction. Why so? The third house is aspected again by Saturn. It is also it is the karaka for the third house, that is moon. The lord of the third house is with sun, but there are no major afflictions, so to speak, no severe afflictions. So the third child was also born with a forceps delivery, because here both the third house and the third lord are, third lord being, sorry, the ninth lord being slightly afflicted, and Saturn afflicting the ninth house also. So there is affliction, but not too strong. So we can say that there was a forced delivery. Let us check out one more chart. In this chart again, we see that it's a Gemini Lagna. So Venus again becomes the fifth lord. We will be able to see the severe affliction of the fifth house in this chart very well. We see Venus is again on the Rahu Ketu axis. It is hemmed between malefics, and it has absolutely no positive, or should I say, benefic influence. And the seventh house also, fifth house also is under malefic influences of both Rahu and Mars. So the fifth house and the fifth lord are both severely afflicted. The child did not survive for longer than 48 hours. Again, we see the D7. In the D7, you can see that the fifth house is lorded by Saturn. Saturn itself is sitting with Rahu, and Saturn and Rahu both throw their combined aspect on the fifth house. Though Saturn may want to protect, but we have also the Rahu aspect, and Mars is also aspecting that house. The fifth house has absolutely no positive aspects. The fifth lord is aspected by Jupiter, but Rahu again aspects Jupiter also, and Mars is also aspecting Jupiter. So there's not much that Jupiter can do to save that house per se. So we see that she lost her baby. Well, so here it is very important that we pay attention to both the charts. No chart can be read in solitary method. So if you want to know more on divisional charts, we have our course on divisional charts coming up pretty soon in August. So do write to us or enroll from the websites directly. Till we meet with you again, please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.